husband and I were about to sit down for movie night when he said that all he'd been thinking about was having Twinkies. I told him to not bother to grab some, I could just make him some really quick. I combined all my dry ingredients, melted down some butter and milk before adding in my vanilla and setting that aside. I separated my egg yolks from my whites and whipped those until they were light and fluffy before gradually adding in some sugar. Once they were stiff and glossy, I set them aside and added my egg yolks to the same bowl. I whipped those until they were pale yellow while adding in some sugar. Once they hit the consistency I wanted, I added in my egg whites, my flour mixture, let that get to know each other until it all came together, and slowly poured in my butter and milk. Gave that a mix and then transferred the batter over to my oiled Twinkie mold. I let those bake for about 10 minutes, placed them aside to cool, while I got started on my cream filling, which was some sugar, egg whites, a splash of water, and a pinch of salt that I heated up until the sugar dissolved and whipped it. Until it hit this consistency, I transferred it over to my piping bag, and at this point I popped my Twinkies out of the mold, used a chopstick to poke some holes in the bottom before filling it with my cream. I repeated that with all of my Twinkies. These were gone before the movie even started.